everybody, and welcome to Florentina and Friends by SpeakUp Events. I am Julie Schindler, your host, and today we are in a different spot. As you can see, we are going to be digging into our peaceful spot. And to do that, I'm bringing you into a few of my spaces and places in my home that are my peaceful spot. And today, both of our brave superheroes are going through treatments for neuroblastoma cancer. And hopefully, they'll be able to join us throughout this story time to learn some of the tips and tricks to being bored. What do you do when you're bored? And a lot of the treatments for cancer and the children that you will meet through SpeakUp events, they are going through treatments that have them alone for a lot of those. And Arianna, who you met last week, started her 4 weeks at UCLH and started a trial treatment after her scans a few weeks ago. The treatments needed to change. And the medication that Arianna's on is very radioactive. So it doesn't allow her family to be with her for long periods of time while she's going through this treatment. And she's 6 years old. So we are here to bring some joy and some raise the spirits and a story time to Arianna while she is fighting through this new set of treatments and getting comfortable in her space. So we are going to dig into our peaceful spot and get to know how we can create peace within our own space. And then I'll show you some of the tricks and tips that I use having lived horizontally for the last almost 10 years. So there's a lot of time when you are just bored. And I have these boards that sit on my bed with me, or I can put them outside in the grass. They kind of travel. And the first one that's here with me today is my energy board. And on it is full of crystals. And they're kind of pockets full of sunshine. There's a lot of colors in them, and all of them hold energy and healing. And so Florentina and I have made pockets full of sunshine that she gets to take with her to the hospital. And there are ways that you can play with energy by holding them in your hands, by creating stories of color, just by connecting to them and the different energy that they hold, and then ways that you can charge them in the sun and in the moon and with water. And so these are just a few of the little tips and tricks that I have in this peaceful spot. This is a spot that I read a lot of books. I play with color cards and stories. One of the newest ones, it's called We See, and it's CC in French and Spanish, but it's a game of cards and colors with photos on it. And as you can see, each one is a little bit different. And so over the weekend, my nieces and I were able to play a lot of different games. And we created stories of what kind of story is this picture tell you? What does it look like? Does it look like maybe a leaf? What colors do you see within it? And if you created a story about this leaf, is it hanging on a tree? Is it have a bird on it? Maybe there is a caterpillar that's right underneath it. And there are ways that you can take yourself away from the current situation and look at different ways to make stories with color. And that is just a couple things that I have in our peaceful spot. We dropped a book, so we're going to see if we can, there we go, see if we can lean. And then we also have tips and tricks. So other ways is drinking in your colors, drinking in your rainbow, a lot of sensory play. So we take our water and we take our water beads and we fill them up. And so we can put our hands in it. We can use our crystals in the water. There are so many different ways. Essential oils, all of our smellies are different ways to change our current environment when we're bored. And when we need something to do, we can reach into our peaceful spot. So let's get into our story today. And if we have time, we will try and take our peaceful spot outside to the outside peaceful spot. Okay. Hi, I am Peaceful Spot. Your peaceful spot helps you to feel relaxed and calm. And today I'm going to show you how to get to your peaceful spot. Oh, wow, says the boy in the red shorts. I'm excited, says the girl in the purple skirt, a pink skirt. Ta-da! Here it is. Isn't it beautiful? Because you are calm and relaxed right now. It's already here. It's really easy to spot. Do you see the purple? Do you see the greens and yellows and sparkles? That is our peaceful spot. But sometimes when your big spot of emotion shows up, it can become overwhelming. And then it can be hard for you to see where your calm and peaceful spot is. That's why it's important to look for your peaceful spot as soon as one of these spots of emotions starts to get too big. But first, you need to identify what spot of emotion is showing up right now. What spot of emotions do you see? Do you see our gray anxiety spot and our blue sad spot and our red angry spot? When they get too big, it can make our peaceful spot go away. So we have to decide, what spot is it? Is it our angry spot? Are you feeling frustrated because you can't find something? Or are you annoyed because you tried to do something and it didn't turn out the way you expected? Has that ever happened to you? Can you think of a time that your angry spot got too big? And what do we do when our angry spot gets too big? And maybe it was your anxiety spot that showed up. Are you feeling worried of trying something new? Or are you scared that you won't pass your test? Or maybe it's your sadness spot that showed up, and he's blue. Are you feeling lonely because no one will play with you? Or disappointed because you dropped your delicious popsicle on the ground? Can you remember a time that your sadness spot showed up? Have you ever dropped a popsicle on the ground? Or maybe you were lonely and you wanted someone to play with, but nobody was around. Those can be hard because each of our emotions can be managed. Each of our emotions can be managed in a different way. That's why it's important for us to identify which one you are feeling. Because if your anxious spot, anxiety spot shows up, there are ways. We have tricks and ways and tips to get rid of it. And we also have ones for our sadness spot and ones to tackle our angry spot when he pops up. Because sometimes you can feel nervous when your anxiety spot is around, or worried, or scared. And when your sadness pops up, when you're feeling blue, you can feel disappointed, lonely, or lost. And when your angry spot decides to take over, he is annoyed, he is hurt, and he can be frustrated. Are you ever frustrated? I know that I can get frustrated. When I try to open a jar and my hands don't work, I get really, really frustrated. Once you have identified the spot of emotion, it makes it easier for you to guide you to your peaceful spot. If you are having a hard time figuring out which spot of emotion it is, it can help to write it down or draw out your feelings. So sometimes if we don't know how we're feeling, putting it out on paper can help. Are we feeling angry and we want to scream? Are we feeling sad and we just want to sit quietly? Maybe we're feeling anxious and we don't know if we want to scream or sit quietly or do anything because we are just anxious. Or maybe we're in our peaceful spot where we're calm and we're happy. And look at that smile. And he's just sitting there enjoying everything around him. So how do we get to our peaceful spot? Well, now it's time to turn that spot of emotion into a peaceful spot. So regardless of what color of emotion shows up, we can teach it how to get back to a peaceful spot. Sometimes it helps to fill your peaceful spot with a lot of amazing and peaceful things. Just like my spot here. Let's look at some times when you were peaceful. And let's add those things to your peaceful spot. So I want you to think about times that you feel peaceful. Do you feel peaceful when you're drawing or listening to music? What about books? How about some books for peaceful reading and writing? We could also add peaceful pictures for our meditations. All of these things we can add to our very own peaceful spot. And then how do we do it? How do we get there? Because we know what we want to bring into our peaceful spot, but peace comes from within. So how do we bring out our peace from within? Let's talk about breathing. How we can get to our peaceful spot from within is through our own breath. So I want you to imagine a pattern of 7 green breathe in with the swirls and out with the dots. So we are going to breathe in with the swirls through. So we're going to breathe in through our nose and out through our mouth. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And that's how we get to our peaceful spot. So let's do the breathing pattern together. Are you ready? Are you in your peaceful spot? Is your nose working? Let's wiggle it. Is it working? Can we breathe in? Okay, can we make sure our mouth is working? Can we breathe out? Okay, our mouth is working and our nose is working. So let's do this together. We are going to imagine our green spot. We're going to breathe in with the swirls going in and in, and we're going to breathe out the dots. My emotions are now in this peaceful place. I will be calm when I leave this space. So breathe in, one swirl, out with the dots. Breathe in, swirl it around, breathe out the dots. Breathe in, swirl it around, breathe out the dots. Are we feeling peaceful yet? I'm feeling peaceful, a little lightheaded too. So now we know how to use our breath to find our peaceful spot. Let's see how we can use other ways to get rid of those big emotion spots when they show up and bring us back to our peaceful spot. Here are some of the breathing tricks that you can do, each saying for different emotions. So sometimes our angry spot is not going to let us sit quietly and breathe. It is too angry. But what is another way that we can touch our angry spot? And we're going to use our hand. So this one right here, it says for the angry spot. Ooh, and I have an angry spot. My godson was over and he helped me with all of the colors. And let's see what his says here. His angry spot showed up. What are we going to do to get rid of this angry spot? Well, it says he's still angry. So we're going to count the spots from 1 to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tap, 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 and tap once more. Now fill your lungs with peaceful air and coat your spots with love and care. Okay, so we're going to do this. We're going to tap, 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 tap. So we have all of our angry spots on our fingers now, and we've touched them, and now we know that they are there. And we are going to breathe in and fill our lungs with peaceful air. And coat our angry spots with love and care. So now I get it. So we're going to touch our fingers about all of those angry spots and let them know we see you. And then we're going to breathe in through our nose, all of those swirls, and we're going to breathe out onto our dots on our finger. And we blew all of the angry spots away. Are we sure that works? Should we try it again? Tap, 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 tap once more. Breathe in your peaceful air and breathe out the love and care. So we're going to breathe in, and we just blew our angry spot away. Are you still feeling angry? Because I'm not feeling angry anymore. We just learned how to get rid of this angry spot and put it into a green peaceful spot. And then there's other ways that we can do that with our other ones too, all using our fingers and our breath, all the things that are attached to us. So now that we worked on our getting rid of our big emotion spots into our peaceful spot, oh wow, it's working already. Look how calm he is. And I love that big cozy chair too. So he created a spot in his own area. He filled it with all the things he loved, his books and music and pictures, and of course, all of his friends, his emotions. And he used his breath to find his peaceful spot. We are so proud of him. So now our friend Peaceful has given us enough tools to help you find your peaceful spot. And he will be looking forward to seeing you soon. He wants to know How are you going to find your peaceful spot today? And if you forget and you want the reminder, all you have to do is come back to your breath right here. It's in your nose. And if your nose is working and your mouth is working, you can find your peaceful spot too. Well, thank you for joining us for that story. We have the Little Spot of Emotion series by Diane Alber that we have been going through over the last 7 months with Florentina. This story series has allowed us to teach Florentina and help her to speak up, to color her emotions, to name what those emotions are, and how to flow them through using a few sips and tricks. This series is available. It's through the Social Emotional Learning, and it's called CEL, and it's a program that is in a lot of our schools and communities as we speak all across the globe. And Diane has done such an amazing job of creating this series of the CEL program as interactive for you and your children to learn to do and color your emotions at home. And this is available for any age. And there is a lot of ways to interact with the plush toys, with the games. There's affirmation cards, so many ways to color emotions and color pain. And part of this is finding that peaceful spot and creating that peaceful spot, whether that's in your own home, like I have, because I live horizontally, or travel packs of these board kits that you can take with you for you and your child when you have to be outside of your home. And if you are looking for ways to find your peaceful spot, using sensory play is the biggest advice that I can give for any parent that wants to find a way to connect with their children. Sensory plays is using all of our senses. Not only is it reading to your child and allowing them to read to you, it is getting your hands dirty, getting them wet, and digging into Mother Nature. It is breathing and meditation. It is using essential oils and the essences around us. And it's looking for ways that you can sip in the rainbow and put your rainbow on repeat, because every color holds a vibration. And when you're going through cancer treatments and you're going through, if you live in chronic pain like I do, coloring pain and picking and staying close to color, because color holds vibration. And within vibration, there's healing. So you can find a way out of the darkness by coloring chronic pain. And you can stay in the light and stay in your peaceful spot by using some of the tricks and sips that you've learned today. We are so honored to be a part of the journeys of these children that are fighting neuroblastoma cancer. We met Florentina 7 months ago as she was going through a really tough part of her cancer. And we were able to start these story times as a way to lift her spirits and to bring these storybooks to life. And all of the hearts and authors that have joined SpeakUp events over the last 7 months, we could not have done it without you. And this platform is creating a space and place for children and parents to come and learn how to speak up, how to color their emotions, how to color pain, and have fun doing it, where you finally understand nothing. And you get to come together and get a story, get some colors, and hang out with our live superheroes. And this week, Florentina is going through her very last round of immunotherapy treatments. And she spent the first day at Gosh under observation. And she's taken her Michelle Miracles backpack home and to finish out her antibody treatments over the next 5 days or so. I think it's a total of 7 days. And we will check in with Florentina and Arianna to see how this week has gone. They will get to hear the story time. So please leave a comment for these brave warriors. Let them know that you are watching, that the world is here supporting them, and they have a rainbow of hearts around them, helping them that they are not walking in these footsteps through neuroblastoma cancer alone. We are going to take a 30-second pause, and I'm going to take you outside to our peaceful spot outside to show you how you can create a space within your home to find some fun and peace, healing and color. And you can also do the same with your outside space. So stay with us for a few minutes as I tiptoe in my sunny sloth onesie to our outside play area, and we'll see what colors are in store. Okay, welcome back. See, that was just not too far. We were able to take a few footsteps in our sunny sloth costume, and we are now outside in our peaceful spot. So we showed you what our inside spot looked like and ways that we can find what to do when we're bored, right? Those really bored moments throughout our day, and especially for me that lives horizontally. But this is our outside spot. So we brought a lot of those things that are inside to the outside. And so we talked about our crystals and the energy work that we did. And I showed you that game that we had inside, the CC game. This is the nature version. And so when you bring your cards outside, and you can, it's literally millions, like 210 stories within a story. And all of them have a ton of color and photos attached to them. So as we look at these and we pick one, like what is this one telling you? Can you see a color? What color do you see? Yellow? Is that a jellyfish? So if this jellyfish was in a fish tank in your house, what other animals might be inside with it? Would it be a Nemo fish going with it? I wonder, what do you think a jellyfish eats? So we could create a story all about this jellyfish. Does the jellyfish have a name? What should we name our jellyfish? Well, maybe we need to find where does our jellyfish, if she lived in the ocean, what would that look like? And do you see how all of these little pictures can take us away and have us create a whole new story? And it looks like we have a superhero who's been able to join us. Should we check in and see how our superhero's doing and see if she wants to help me with the story? Ooh, we have birds flying overhead. We have planes. Hello. Hello, Miss Arianna.
Oh, hiya. I'm so sorry for the delay.
No, it's okay.
We had a scan and it was massively delayed and there was a few issues down there. So yeah, I'm so sorry. We've only recently got back up and had a nice lolly. So sorry. Say hi.
Hi. Hi. How did the scans go?
Yeah, no, they went okay. Thank you. They went okay. Just it was meant to be at 1 today. And I think it ended up being at about 4:30, and then they done the wrong scan, so then we had to get rescanned. It was a bit of a nightmare, but but we're done.
So we're on day 4 at UCLH, and
Yeah.
we'll be there for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. And if Arianna, if you could pick a color today, if you could pick a color for how your day has gone so far, what color would you choose?
That's a good question.
Blue.
Blue? Why blue? To explain the way how your day's gone, would it be blue?
What's blue color?
Well, what is it when you look at blue? What does it make you feel?
Happy.
Happy? Yeah.
When you think of blue, do you think of the sky or the ocean? What things do you think of when you think of blue?
Ocean.
The ocean. Kind of like this little jellyfish we found, huh? Well, today we have a story about finding our peaceful spot. And sometimes it's hard when we're in the hospital and we're bored to find things to do. And so today's story, we can watch it back at the very beginning to hear the whole story. But we talked about ways that we can find our peaceful spot. And so I'm outside in my peaceful spot. This is a space that I come to read books, to play, to hang out with the dogs. There's a lot of color out here. And I was wondering if you might help me with a story. You want to help me create a story?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have some cards here, some photos, and I'm going to have, let's pick one and you can tell me what you see.
Octopus.
Kind of looks like an octopus, huh? You're right. Underneath the sea. What colors do you see?
Purple, orange, and red and pink. And
Good job.
grey.
There is gray.
Arianna has a blue tongue, by the way, because she ate a blue ice lolly, in case you're wondering.
Well, I have to ask you, have you ever dropped an ice lolly on the ground while you were eating it?
That actually happened today.
It really happened.
What's your leg?
Nearly happened.
Oh, nearly. Yeah, it fell on the side of your bed, though, didn't it?
In our story, part of it was where she had dropped her popsicle on the ground and it melted and she got really frustrated. And so I was curious if she had ever dropped one on the ground, and it looked like it was following in her story today.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see this one here. Can you, Arianna, can you see what this one is?
What's that one?
I'm moving it.
Oh, sorry.
Jellyfish.
I wonder if maybe if I turn it. Do you see anything in it? What colors do you see?
Orange, white, and I think a little bit of purple and blue.
Good job. And if you look at it, let's see. Ooh, I think if I did it this way, if I turned it, can you kind of see what it might be? It's this kind of a bird. And it looks like its head goes in the water. Do you know of a bird who puts their head in the water?
Seagull.
A flamingo. Do you see the flamingo in it now?
Yeah.
What about this guy? If this guy had a name, what would his name be?
Piranha.
Piranha?
I think I see the sharp teeth.
He would have sharp teeth, yep. And what kind of water do you think he would live in?
A river.
A river. And what do you think he likes to eat? What do you think he likes to eat?
Meat.
Meat?
Because piranhas do.
They can
like to
actually,
eat
yeah.
people.
Piranhas, well, yeah. A bit vicious.
You do. That one's a little scary, huh? What about this guy?
That one's... I can't tell because it's a bit big.
It's just the eyeball, you think? I'm thinking it's maybe a lizard.
Yeah, maybe it is.
Maybe a lizard on it.
Yeah.
What about, ooh, this one? What do you think is happening here?
Are they snow tigers? No, snow wolves.
Snow wolves. That's a great question. And what we can do is we can find out about it, everything that's on it. It'll tell us everything about the photo when we scan the back of it. So as I create the story within our own minds, we could look and find out more about each of the items as well. But you're right, those look like they would be in the mountains.
Yeah.
And it's probably snowy out.
What?
And what do you think that their names would be? What should we name them?
Snow tiger?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do a snowy? Maybe one.
Snowflake.
Snowflake.
Snowflake. That's a great one. Okay, let's see. Ooh. And this one. What's going on here?
Zebra.
Zebras. Good job. So if zebras had a color, what color should they be? If we painted zebras a color, except for black and white, what color should we paint them?
Black and white.
They get to keep their colors?
I think
You wouldn't want to make them a different color?
Blue.
Blue? We can put a rainbow on them. What if they had a rainbow on their skin?
How cool would that be?
That would be a cool one, huh? Oops. And then another way for our peaceful spot is through sips. And so we have a lot of fun tricks and sips. When you drink in a color, if you pick a color of the day and you drink it in, it helps you to connect with the color. And every color holds a vibration. So today we are drinking in orange and purple because we have blueberries, and I think this one has orange and pineapple in it.
Mm.
But we learned that when you sip in water, so when you sip in water for 11 seconds, it moves through your entire body in 11 minutes. Did you know that? And did you know that you're 80% water? So you are filled up to water all the way up into your shoulders inside our bodies. And so when we are feeling not so good, or maybe where our anxiety is coming through, or we're bored and we just want something to do, when you sip in water, it flows that emotions through us really fast. And if you do it with a straw, you get 50% more water. Does your mom ever say drink water?
How often do I say it? I do.
You say juice, not that much. You say to drink water, low.
I do.
Because mommy knows that water flows emotions through you. And the more you drink, the quicker we can get those out, huh?
Close your legs, sweet.
Okay, well, Arianna, so what do you have going on today? What's been your favorite part of the day?
Your favorite part, honey?
I'm trying to think.
Has it been a fun day?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Was it during the scan? Was that your favorite part? No.
I was going to ask you what your least favorite part of the day was next.
Was it the scan, your least favorite part? Your least favorite?
Less favorite part.
Was the scan. about painting my nails? Was that your favourite part?
Yeah.
And you're painting mommy's nails was your favorite part?
Pardon?
You said your favorite part was what?
Painting Mummy's nails.
Oh, what color did you get to paint them?
Blue and
Like a weird, like purpley, greeny colour.
And I think
like,
it has a bit of blue in it.
Oh, I love that.
I have it on this bit, but I also painted this one with blue.
Me and Arianna have to try and keep our distance, so we have this big thing in the way. So,
I was going to ask you how you holding up, moms.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we've probably gone, like today has been a bit more difficult to keep our distance, having the scan and waiting around, etc. But yeah, we try. It's a bit difficult though, it's really, in all honesty, as you can imagine.
How much time do you guys get to spend together throughout the day?
So they say like try to limit it no longer than 10 minutes at a time. But realistically it's quite often. they didn't say how often that could be. So as long as I'm wearing
another next 10 minutes, yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, I've got to be wearing, which I'm not right now, but I'm not in the room technically. There's like a line on the floor here that I'm not allowed past, and so technically I'm not in the room, but I'm meant to be wearing this little thing that kind of shows how much radiation I've had. I'm trying to reach for it now to show you. It shows how much like radiation I've had throughout the day. And then I just keep a note of it and report it back, and then they tell me if it's too much or not. And yeah, so far I think it's been okay because they've not told me otherwise. But yeah.
How do you keep Arianna? How do you keep her engaged and just not bored when you're not able to be there?
So it's quite good actually, because we brought a ton of toys and activities with us and within easy reach for Arianna as well. So I don't know if you know, but Arianna actually broke her leg. She had a cast off just over a week ago. So she's like learning to walk again pretty much. So I was worried that she wouldn't be able to walk to go and get her toys or walk and take herself to the bathroom, but she's actually been really independent with it and really good with it. She can't walk properly, but she's got her crutch in there and it helps her get about. So she's just been helping herself to toys. We also had a lovely lady who follows us. She went to a big shop around the corner and brought a load of toys for Arianna yesterday, which is amazing. So that has kept her busy as well. So yeah, that's really it. That is one of them. Yeah, that's one that she ant you. So yeah, just about keeping her active. We've got a basketball as well, which we do some exercise with. You can see her like hobbling along.
And is she able to continue her PT throughout the treatment as well for her leg?
So they've actually not given us any exercises or anything. They have just said for her just to kind of put weight on it and to just get used to walking again. So I don't think she needs any. A physio came in when we were first admitted on Monday and said a similar thing really, that she's got a lot of movement within the leg and she just needs to get used to putting weight on it. Obviously it's really hard being in such a small room. But she's doing well with it. I just need to get her up out of the bed, and like doing a little bit more exercise. I know you can, but sometimes you don't want to, do you?
And Arianna, how is the food? How has food been for you?
John, the honest answer. The food here is, it's not great. It's not. We've pretty much got takeaway every day. It's probably the worst hospital food that I've come across.
Well, it's good for us. It's really good for us to see, though, the ins and outs of all the different trials and the treatments that are happening within the UK. You're shedding a light to what you're enduring for the next 4 weeks and then 7 months that follows. So by your post on that very first day and not having a connection to the play team allowed others to jump in and respond, because this is 4 weeks that she's going to be there going through this treatment. And there are ways to make this happen for everyone, getting the community involved and having that heart bring those toys. So special.
Yeah, and that was my thing. I mean, we've actually still not, we've been here 4 days and we've still not seen a play team member. It's things like that does frustrate me, because you'd think that with Arianna being contained by herself, we're very, very lucky to have brought her, not just us but friends and family but we've brought it with us, obviously, a load of toys and activities. But some family can't do that, and some families don't do that. So and the toys that they've given, like
that's like one girl toy and all the others are like boys.
Yeah, like it's fine. There's toys here, which is good, but it's like they've given us like quite a few colouring books that have been finished. They've been coloured in, so it's pretty pointless that being here. And they've we had to fill out a long form as to what Arianna's really into. And Arianna wrote Barbie. She loves Barbies at the moment, like LOL dolls and Barbies. And there was one Barbie that was, had like hair sticking up, and it was just pretty. It's just not. Yeah, it's just not been great. But they do have an Xbox, which is brilliant. But the first 2 days, we didn't know how to work the Xbox, and that's what we really just wanted to play team member. Just turn on the Xbox. Arianna's.
This is the car and the dog they gave us.
At least get you set up with a few avenues to get you through. And accommodations for you. You guys are traveling back and forth to be with the family and then coming during the day, or do you get to stay with Arianna at night?
So no, we're doing it week by week. So I'll stay with Arianna for pretty much a week, so up to Sunday, and then swap with my husband Chris. And yeah, kind of see how it goes. I think a week is a very long time, and we were told by Ellis, another little boy who's on the trial, but they're like 4 weeks ahead of us. We were told by his parents to actually do 4 days, which we probably realistically should have done, because a week is a long time to be away from any of the kids. But yeah, we're getting through, and we've FaceTimed a lot, and yeah, that's kind of how we're getting through, really. But obviously the others at home are so little that they don't really understand when I'm on FaceTime.
They just want mommy and sissy home. They just want you here with them.
Yeah, no, they do. Yeah, it's not easy, to say the least.
So Arianna, do you have any do you like music? Do you like to sing?
Yeah.
Loves music.
Love music.
Do you have a favorite song that you've been singing?
Frozen. Oh, Frozen. There's a UK artist called Tom Grennan, and Arianna loves him. So we've been playing a lot of Tom Grennan's music.
Oh, I'll have to check him out.
Yeah, definitely.
Mommy like him too.
Yeah, I do. He's got really good music, hasn't he?
No, in Adam.
Talk normally, you silly bum. Silly sausage.
If Arianna's up for a story, I will grab my storybook and we can just redo our story from earlier. If she's up for it.
Listening. Did you want to listen to a story? No.
Okay.
Not right now.
Listen to it back, because it's at the beginning of our story time if you would like to.
Oh, thank you.
I'll send you a couple, because we have some sensory play ones that will add on to the story time that will give her some ideas of things to do while she's in there.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's really amazing. And so sorry again about being late, but no, that's honestly, this is really amazing, and it distracts both of us from reality.
There's no obligation. We're here when you need. If you need us, you can jump on at any time. But we would love to have you guys back and to have your family, and that way there's always an interaction that others can interact with her and you while you guys are in there over the next 4 weeks.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, we'll definitely take you up on that. Thank you.
Well, Arianna, I'm going to throw you some love. Are you ready for some love?
You gonna catch it?
Rolling. There we go.
Good catch.
Blues. We got reds. Ooh, our pink love spot is coming at ya. Our blue is coming at you. All right, guys.
Oh,
Sending you some love.
thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much. Really appreciate this. Thank you.
I'll see you next week.
See you then. Take care. Say bye.
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 Thank you so much for joining us for our extended peaceful spot where we got to bring it inside, outside, upside, and downside to explore different ways to, when you're bored, what to do when you're bored and how to connect with your peaceful spot using your breath and nature around you and a lot of color. So please join us back here as we dig into sensory play, how to color our emotions, how to color pain, and how to get out of the boredom. Have a great day, everybody.